Yes. Back again. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. What up? Yo, what's going on? What's up, Miguel? Good to see you, bro. Who's in the building? Caffeine sound off. Who's in the building? Look at that. Joel says, forgot, but just happened to be here. Got to be more careful. Yo. GRD, what have I done to you? Look at you. You turned into a street cat. Yo. I see you in the streets. What's up? Welcome back to you know what it is. I don't even have to say it. So what's the vibe, y'all? What's the vibrations? You guys tell me. We'll just start to rock out. That's right. Step into the AM. Let's just start off strong by introducing your boy. No, no, Notorious JRD, who says, "I'd like to think that you're giving me a modicum of street cred, a little bit, just a little bit. So at least when somebody comes up or you're on a corner and you talking that spicy shit, and you go, yo, real rap. Have to get you a wave brush. Yo, what up, El Jamal? You know what the shirt is. Hi, bro, y'all. My old school hieroglyphic shirt. Much respect to the Bay Area, my West Coast fam. What up, ID? What up, Dell? What up, Casual? Um, yeah, this shirt is mad old. Uh, there's a crazy story behind the shirt, but I did a mixtape cover for hieroglyphics a long time ago, and this kind of showed up after that. So one of my treasured items. Thank you. Hey, Mama Carla, good to see you back in effect, the matron saint of the Jamar Nichols Network. Mama Carla, good to see you. Yo, uh, oh wait, I think the name of the mixtape I did was called Underground Not Backpack or something like that. Yeah, I totally remember that. Oh, thank you, E. I have some surprises in the background, but it's not time yet. Can you guys hear me okay? I have these earbuds in, and since my computer is on the fritz, I had to switch up my deal. But the camera's nice and crispy. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. I have to start off by saying I'm very excited. Thank you. My mic sound nice. Check one. Clean. What up, Clean? Good to see you. Got a lot of caffeines in the building. A whole lot of superstars up in here. But yeah, I like this kind of weirdly fisheye lens. It looks real good when I do the Kirby hands, yo. Shout out to Kari Randolph. Kari's a whole reason I started doing. I don't know if you see like the little color effects. I do a little bit of a gobo, a little bit of a color effect, just to pop the skin. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people should have learned in the Zoom era that we live in. That you can kind of it's important how you look on camera. Not that you have to like put on a show, but if you do zooms and you're like in a dark corner, like you're in Blair Witch Project or something, it's just like, bro, can you turn on the light so we can see you? Yeah, Kari, that's my guy. Sip of coffee. Let's get my first sip of the night. You find my joint. Where's the joint? Sip of coffee for my man, Kari Randolph. Just last week, I was talking about his graphic novel trade Excellence that just came out. That cop from the Kickstarter. Good stuff. Yo, tons of caffeines up in this Humpty Bumpty. What up, Suze? Good evening, caffeine. No decaf, y'all. No decaf up in this Humpty Bumpty. So you know when a wild Suze appears in the tall grass, it's super effective. Get that Suze pose in, guys. What would I do without you guys? What up, Matt? Let me get a sipper from my man Matt Waringo of the infamous Waringo dynasty. Sip of coffee for the man and the lovely Suze. MVPs of Coffee Break with JM. Yo, the chat is jumping, y'all. Let me see if I missed anything. Joel says, Stepping not rocking. Need to play my third bass more often. That's right. Step into the AM. All right. I might have said this a long time ago, but somebody tried to diss the high top fade. This is eons ago. And somebody tried, not me, because I always think black hairstyles are the coolest. They tried to say the high top fade was the mullet, the black man's mullet. I disagree. I know it did hit a place when it was out of favor. I think when Steve Harvey was still rocking one, and it was like way past its expiration date. But you know, it's back again, yo. Look at that. Joel has a Kari Randolph story. Saw Kari during Heroes Con setup, and he invited me across the street for a slice. So cool, since I didn't think he knew who I was. Who do you think you thought you were? It's fantastic. Yo, what up, Kidlet? Uh, yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. The weather outside is frightful, but inside is mad delightful. Um, Different parts of the region has been snowing a lot, or icing up, or snowing, or freezing rain or sleet. Check in for wherever you are. Is there snow in your immediate past or your present? And if you're in a place that doesn't get snow, how are you guys dealing with it now that you probably have it? Because you know it's getting to a point where Texas gets snow so much, it's like I guess it's just snowing now. So I like to hear some stories from you guys today. JRD is going to ask about the Jerry curl. I don't know. Like it depends on where you go. Like the Jerry curl had its thing in the East Coast for a really quick time, but then like they were rocking it. They were rocking it hardcore on the West Coast. Like when NWA came out and like Ice Cube had a Jerry curl, and people were like, "Yo, how are you the baddest dude on the planet and you got a Jerry curl up?" Okay, but I don't think it made people on the East Coast go and restart that trend. Clean says it did snow, but it didn't accumulate. Yeah, as we kind of say here in the Philly region, we got Belarus, and if you know about that, there was an old newscaster who's more of like a celebrity non grata at this point, who was like the man, uh, weather person, meteorologist in Philly. And there was this really big storm that they had hyped up to the moon. They had special cutting into your programming graphics and these alerts, and you know the sky was falling, and people ran to the supermarket and bought up all the Jack's cheese curls and bread, and then nothing happened. And they were like, "Bruh," you know. I think that's what people sort of feel like. Big weather was trying to just, jack people up, and they ran them out of town. And then I think the last time he was in the news was he had gotten I think he had gotten scammed by like some Russian like I don't know like Russian some sort of like what do you call those like a confidence scheme. There's stories on it. You can Google it. But he kind of was out on this night of the town, and then he woke up hours later in the back of a cab with a $500,000 painting between his legs. Hit a hangover. So, but yeah, we've been bringing that back lately. It's just like anytime they say there's going to be snow and it doesn't snow, everybody's like, ugh. But yeah, wonder what you guys think about that stuff. Kidlet says winter is the best air conditioning. Fact. El Jamal co-signs on Ice Cube, but you're the baddest dude on the planet. You can wear your hair any way you want. Fact. Mama Carla says, round the way it's snow, ice, and rain. Repeat. Yeah, it's a lot of wash and repeat. You know, we already talked about no savesies. You know what no savesies is. Let me put the graphic up. No savesies is when we're talking about uh, uh, East Coast thing. I don't know if it happens anywhere else where if it snows real crazy and you have street parking, which most people have to do is park in the street. Not a lot of people have garages and driveways. If you spend an hour digging your car out and you move to go to work, bruh, you better not park in my spot. And yes, it is not your spot. Legally, the rules of the street say it's your spot. So then people claim it with hobby horses, traffic cones. I saw a broken stove in a spot once, and they had this thing going on in Philly where it was like hashtag no savesies. You can't save the spot, but you know the Mad Max rules always apply. E says, "What up, E?" E says, "Still have a little snow and ice in the yard from last weekend. It's supposed to snow again tonight, but so far only a little rain. Ugh, what's up with that?" Yeah, big weather. It's a conspiracy between the weather folk and the grocery biz. Yeah, man, Wonder Bread is trying to get us, yo. You guys are talking about food. It's too early in the program to talk about food. E says it's called dibs. Okay, you call it that. It's I think it's South Philly called Savesies. Clean knows what's up. Chairs in the street, tables in the street, rooms in the street. I saw a dining set in the street once. E says there's a lot of E's up in here. Erica says my daddy used to drag a chair to his parking spot. Chicago folks respect the dig out. Right? And your neighborhood is going to respect that, right? It's like, all right, Mr. Bill dug that out. We'll respect that. But then, some clown pulls into the spot. They're like, don't park in there. What? Then there's going to be a problem when you get that. No, Fletch. What up, Fletch? Fletch says, have a buddy living in New Zealand, and I've got to say, I'm a bit jealous of all his Insta photos of tropical flowers and summer beach pictures. Yo, what up, Rich? Rich says, congrats on the NCS ad. Oh, right. Thanks. I was going to kind of mention it like a couple weeks ago, but a good buddy Rich is referring to that I'm a proud member, a dues paying member of the National Cartoonist Society. Um, and I also have, I guess, a seat. I'm not a chair, but a seat in the Philadelphia branch of the National Cartoonist Society. So, sip of coffee for all the cartoonists out there and all our cartoonist adjacent fellows. So, yeah, thanks, Richard. Thanks for hanging out. Stay in chat with us. Let me see if I missed anything. Sue says, Sue says they haven't cleaned up the leaves yet from the fall. Oh, yeah, that's a thing where like the city like every month or something does a leaf pickup, and I guess they just didn't get around to it. That's got to be a mess because Do you have to like rake or blow all your leaves out to the front and then like pile them up in the street? And then it's probably just like looks like the mighty trash heap from Fraggle Rock. Oh hell, the mighty trash heap. Yeah. Yo, I used to mess with Fraggle Rock heavy. But y'all talk about soup. Sue says French onion soup coming right up this weekend. Yo, how could I be down? My sister moved to the beach and they're getting snow, and evidently everyone down there makes clam chowder. Say it, Frenchie chowder. If it snows, chowder, chowder, chowder. Clean says it's the non-neighbor visitors that park in safety spots, and it gets hairy. See, you speaking truth, you speaking facts, real rap. I miss having short hair. I have my wave brush. Y'all have the whole neighborhood watch on your case. They'll come through with their shovels and pitchforks, taking your life in your hands. Don't do it. We keep telling y'all on the East Coast, don't do it, bro. Y'all don't listen. We already told you, F around and find out. It's not a game out here. Rich, uh, busting the facts, kicking science as you know. He may, as you know. Today is Harold Gray's birthday, Little Orphan Annie artist. That's what's up. I love a nice piece of historic facts, factoids. Yeah, Annie. Wow, Annie is like one of those things that it's so known in the public lexicon. I would be remiss to think. Did I use that word? I'm tired. Uh, there are people who don't know where things come from, and that's probably a very interesting byproduct of in this information age we live in. Like I'm trying to think of some really good ones. Uh, Maybe that's what we'll talk about, Rich. Thank you. Can you guys do some backtracking and name popular things that were something else that people might not know of? A good example would be there were people in 2022 that did not know Queen Latifah was a rapper. Discuss. Or, they may not know that Will Smith was the first, one of the first rap Grammy recipient, him and Jazzy Jeff, because he was a rapper. Discuss. For us old graybeards, yeah, we know that. But, just to say that, history is important. I was thinking of like the Adams family. Like a lot of people don't know that Charles Adams was a cartoonist, and that's where the Adams family came from. And it speaks a lot on that era of comic strips and cartoons and how that stuff just traveled so far, like Dick Tracy and Annie and you know Popeye. Maybe that might be a stretch, but yeah, throw some things out. E, what are you wanting? Rich said Annie went from newspaper strip through every medium. Facts. Dennis the Menace. No. Some of those things might be a little easier because there was a real popular Dennis the Menace cartoon in the late '80s. But the Dennis the Menace TV show and the Blondie show and all of those things were comic strips back when Manley and I talked about how that golden age of strip cartoonists, those dudes were making money like for real, FR money, and their stuff just kept spinning into different media. They're still around. You just got to go find them. Going back to the snow thing. All right, good night, kidlet. Get good rest. Um, Richard said, kids get to make pocket money shoveling snow. Kids shovel snow in your neighborhood? Kids ain't shoveling snow anymore. Or if a kid shows up, they want too much money. Like, yo, I'll shovel you out for $30. $30. Matt says, I can't relate. We live in the suburbs with a driveway big enough for our vehicles and about 5 friends. Hashtag humble brag. Hey man, you deserve whatever you got. So treat yourself. But yeah, snow when you have property or you have to like deal with not getting sued because somebody slipped in front of your house and now you try to get a case caught. You gotta take care of that, bro. You gotta take care of the sidewalk, you gotta take care of the landing, you gotta take out, all of that stuff. So I feel you on that. Yo, it's real rap. It is. I got, yeah. And you know what? On a somber note, there's I had a person that I was close to pass away last year. Heart attack from shoveling snow. It's real. It's serious. Serious. That's my New York. Yo, it's serious. Serious. Are you serious? So, like, if you're out there shoveling snow, don't be a hero. If you feel like it's too much, take a break. Go inside, warm up, get some water. I remember back at our old apartment, and I would once you go out there to shovel out the car, like I would be that dude. I'd shovel out the neighbor's car, and then there was like the pregnant lady who parked behind my car, shovel her out. I'd be out there for an hour, like an hour and change, yo. And I would at some point turn on my car and hide in it with the heat on just to warm up because I didn't want to go all the way inside and then kind of having to come back out was a drag. But yeah, it's a lot though. Drink water. Yo, Carla's got the hookup. I have a regular that shovels and puts down salt for $20. $20. That's what's up. Jamal says kids can make pocket money streaming video games on YouTube and Twitch. Are facts. I had an older colleague of mine who called me once and he's like, Jamar, any young people like from the college that will come like cut my grass or move a couch or something? And I was like, are you paying? And she got offended. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, kids don't do stuff for free anymore. You can't beer and pizza your way through things anymore. I'll even posit, I'll ask you guys in the chat, the last time you moved, did you ask your friends to move and was it a hassle? Did they help you? And if you did you like I bet you there's gonna be a lot of people that are like, nah. Nobody wants to help you move, bro. You better go get a moving service. That's that's dead for real. Clean says now it's the dads of the neighborhood that just snow blow. My my dad would do his house. The neighbor's houses on both sides of the parking spots. Yeah, that's how it works out. And like when you got to level up. The snowblower comes out, and I'm not a tech guy like that. I'm no good with those kind of devices. But I will say I just got um, uh, I guess it's a plow. It's like a big snow shovel, but it's got wheels behind it. And so basically what it is you just kind of like go outside and you just push the snow. So it's good for like moving. It's not for digging. It's kind of like if you have like I said a sidewalk, you can go out and just go zoop, zoop, and you're done. So you salt down, salt bay that, rock salt bay, and you're out of there. The best thing I bought all year. Uh, so yeah, if you guys are snow shovelers, what kind of hardware are you dealing with? Um, One of my favorite shovels broke last season. I had one of those ergonomic shovels, like those straight shovels will like break your back. I had one that went, and it just like the pressure you take off of your back by having a shovel like that it was so worth the money. One of my buddies used to have his shovel, and then he called it a detail shovel, forgetting doing precise cuts. Yes, he was real that. Matt says, my former boss closed the office on a snow day, but didn't tell me so she could act surprised when I showed up and have me shovel the walkway so she wouldn't get fined. What? I guess that's why that's your former boss. That's mad shady. El Jamal, because El Jamal, you're a good dude, bro. Sip of coffee. Yo, guys, put your sippers up. Put your sippers up for El Jamal Walton, the three the third head of the King Ghidorah of Jamar Jamals, with myself, Jamal Igle, El Jamal Walton, and I guess Jamal Campbell. I've never met Jamal Campbell, but we'll add another space for him. He's a good dude. Uh, Jamal always helps the homies move. But I think we're getting old. The homies might need to get a moving company. Fletch said, the last time I moved, I paid professional movers. Best money ever spent. Yo, you know, but also that comes with its risks too. It's funny every time you have those kind of services, either it's always like it's almost like an NBA Jam lineup of three dudes. There's the strong one, the leader, and like the little dude, or there's like a lazy guy, and then there's the quick guy, and then there's the sleeping guy, and they just kind of interchange themselves. And when the truck pulls up, you just have to like size him up and like, all right, he's in charge. Let me talk to him. And the times that I've had to deal with services like that, or even dealing with certain people like that, I'm always very happy when things go smoothly. You kind of have to just assume, I won't say assume, prepare for the worst, you know. And especially for all those comic book heads out there, do you really want to listen to your buddies complain that you have too many comic books? Put a one in the chat if anybody's ever said that to you. Bro, you got too much stuff, bro. You're going to do it all those. Really? Is all of this coming? No, I'm going to leave 20 long boxes behind. Yes, it's coming. Pick it up. It's crazy out there. Sue says, oh, it's time for Sue's post. Come on, you guys. You know what to do. Oh, that was a good one. You thought there was screen stutter. You thought I froze. Rich is being spicy in the chat. Sue says, we asked our friends to help us move, and a lot did, but they all owed us because we have a truck. So if you got a truck, everyone's your friend, so you will help them move. Yeah, that's true. You like sprinkling that pet friendly paw protector on the ground. Caitlin wants everyone to say happy birthday to her mom. Happy birthday, her mom. Happy birthday, E. A lot of E's in the building. That's what's good. Love that Dean's family. That's really nice. Happy born date. Clean says we have a flat slash straight shovel, an ergonomic plow type shovel, a pick to break up ice layers. Yo, that's a necessity. A rolling cart to hold the ice melt bag. In this season, we got an electric snowblower to replace our old gas blower. What do you think of the electric one? Does it do the job? Do you have to like get the 100-foot extension cord? I always worry about like running over the cord and things like that. I'd love to hear what you think. Yo, Mark, what's up, Mark? Good to see you, bro. Mark says, just the thought of moving gives me chills. Yeah. But you know what? It's always good to, I don't know, like, I'm not a Marie Kondo purge person, but sometimes you just got to get rid of stuff. And it's hard because we all are accumulators. I won't say hoarders, I think that's too strong. But, I feel like we all collect things. We all have things that mean a lot to us. And then also, if you're like a specialist, you have people that give you stuff because they know that you are into that. Like, oh, you like wooden duck decoys. I was at the bazaar and I had, hey, thanks, bro. Oh, you like talking bass fish. Here's what I found. Sammy the Bass. Oh, hey, great, bro. Good looking out. And you just wind up with stuff, but what do you do with it all? Happy birthday, Momlet. I like that. Does E ever get called Momlet? It's like a mom omelet, a kidlet's mom. I love it. JRD Killer got us jumping through hoops. What is your birthday too, JRD? When's your birthday? Happy birthday, bro. You know, notorious JRD, world famous. Happy birthday, my man. JRD says, just don't hire rock salt bay to clear your street. He'll charge you 30 grand to look at it. I love that we can always make something happen here on Coffee Break. With that, I think it's time for an ID. You're watching Coffee Break with JM with your boy JM. That's right, Jamar Nicholas is my government. Um, some call me PM John, the Grand Poobah of indie comics. And make it so, John Luke Picard. What's going on here? You get to hang out with me, cartoonist Jamar Nicholas, and watch me drink this coffee, representing the Jerry Craft Mama's Boys. Where's Jerry Craft at tonight? Sound off. And run my mouth. And when I'm out of coffee, where's Trey at? Video over. While I'm at it, let's give a shout out to my GLOs. Good looking out, you guys. You know who you are. The $2 tier of my Patreon campaign. These fine people are some of America's best and brightest. They come together to support me, and I love them for it. And everybody else on my Patreon that helps me out and encourages me to do the things that only I can do. You want to be part of the winning team? Do you want to get on the bus? Do you want to get on the road to riches and wealth, Lamborghini? Consider joining my Patreon today. Just go to www.patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas and find out how you can be a part of the biggest thing in modern civilization. Also, you get to watch at a certain tier point, It Ain't Hard to Tell, or IAHTT, the fortnightly video question and answer series I do with comic book superstar Michael Hawthorne, who's currently drawing Wonder Woman, Evolution. That's right. It's legit. All right, what are you guys saying in here? We're still talking about moving. Yo, what, Christine? Christine was, oh no. We got a Kilroy, you guys. I can't even see over here. Christine says, remember the blizzard of '96? Yes, I do. Very, very well. I shoveled my whole block during the entire storm. What? Going out every hour or every few hours. We were the only block after the storm that not only had no snow on it, what? But also did not have any ice. Spoken like a Philadelphian, ice. Everyone was stupefied. How the hell? The best was that the restaurant owner did not believe his employee that everything was cleared, so he went out of his way to see it for himself. It was dumbstruck. I love that word. When he arrived, see, I told you. I told you. It's all done. They start. Is there another part? They started. Okay, I got you. That's right. Fortnightly. Tabernacle caffeines. I didn't shout out the caffeines. You know who you are. Lead them in the hymn, Suze. You know who you are, caffeines. Friends and regulars. Not decaf. Coffee break with JM. You know who you are. All right, let me get back to these. Mark says, the last big move I did, I decided to let go of a lot of comics, but I held on to a lot of books. Still not sure if I made the right choices, but oh well. You know, there's something to be said, and it's really hard to part with your stuff. What they say, like, if you haven't thought about it or read it or interfaced with it in a year, you probably don't need it. Discuss. Yeah, it's tough, man. Matt says, moving. I'm slowly working on getting my comics ready to sell, and I'm not looking forward to carrying 40 long boxes down for the attic. How'd you get them up there in the first place? Yeah, I don't know. Everybody has their thing, and if it brings you joy, more power to you. If you go to the comic book show and you're a crate digger, you're just in the dealer section, just like playing the scales in the comic book boxes. That's your thing that brings you a dopamine surge. Nothing, ain't nothing wrong with that. So you really love Funko Pops, and you got to go get that rare gold, whatever. That's cool. You got your Beanie Babies on deck. You got your Furbies behind glass. Do you, boo boo? But at some point, it just turns into a lot of stuff. And it's just kind of like, yeah, like the moving thing really shakes things up, and it's like, what are we gonna do? Yeah, it's such a thing, and especially when I don't know. I think during the pandemic, it's kind of makes you want to like surround yourself with more creature comforts. Like you kind of self medicate by buying more stuff, and just the way of the world that you can just press a button and this stuff will probably show up tomorrow. You know, I'd like to ask you guys this: how do you guys deal with that? How can you are you guys good savers? Can you save? Or are you just stuck on impulse? Whatever you think of because you got targeted ads in your in your inbox. Do you then go immediately to Amazon and order it, and then when the box shows up, you don't even know what's in the box? Put a one up in the chat if you've done that, or if not, well, like how do you abstain? You do you, boo boo. That's a great hashtag. I'm gonna add that to the list. That's gonna replace Papa Squat. Yeah, it's just we're creatures of habit, we're creatures of comfort, and it, it'd be funny if both of you guys had different things that like what and what, like how do you survive? How do you do it? Like that just happened to me. I ordered something and this box showed up. I was like, what is this? And I guess it's a little bit like surprising yourself with the gift, but I don't think that's good. Facts. Clean says my trap with ordering stuff is the boxes that pile up. Everywhere I look, boxes, and then I've hit that point in my life where I hesitate to throw out the good box. Yo, I'm not even going to say it. Pause. Oh no. JRD says my wife is more of an impulse shopper. She's sitting right here, so this might be my last week on coffee break. Good seeing you, JRD. Happy birthday. Clean, he almost caught me out there. Mark says, I haven't had a lot of money to spend on comics these days, so I make up for it by buying Creevy's catalog. Oh, I used to love the phone book. I'm behind a few catalogs. You just kind of like, oh wow, look at that Japanese import Gundam. I'll tell my retailer I want it, and then when it shows up 5 months later, I'll tell them I don't want it now. Not saying you do that, but I remember that happening at the comic shop. Yo, that book you ordered in the Japanese thing, I don't know what it's called. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll be there next month. What? This thing costs $400 a word. Y'all know about that. Matt says the pre-ordered books confuse me when they show up and I forgot about them. Yeah. Yo, Jim, what's up, Jim? Want to get a sipper? Put your sippers up, you guys. Here's my sipper. Right? Sip of coffee for my man Jim Khan. Jim, what's Jim talking about tonight? Jim says, might sound corny, but the older I get, the less material stuff means to me. I love that Jim hashtag himself. Sue says COVID had made me a terrible impulse buyer. I've just said no more clothes. I'm unsubscribing from all the email lists. Yo, you know what? That's a good thing. Like I had some early 2022 resolutions. Like I have to unsubscribe from some of these like impulse lists. It's like I'm a video game dude. You guys know I'm a video game dude, and I have a lot of email subscriptions for the newsletters to like these limited run game places and these like, yo, order this Castlevania anniversary box set with a whip in it and like a I don't know a holy water, and then there's a framed picture of Dracula in there. Like, oh word, and then FOMO is real. And I think if you don't know what's out there, you're not tempted as much. So I think you're onto something, Sue. I'll get rid of these sippers. Christine said, I constantly create, not so much buying. Good for you. Well, supplies that are becoming harder to get. Yeah, I mean that's one of the old art credos. If you find something you like, buy a lot of it because it may not exist too much longer. Flesh about to make me go back in. I'm with Colleen. The good boxes are saved and piled up because you never know when you'll need one to mail something or store something. It is a problem. All right, Mama, get that good rest. We'll see you next time. You, Trey, what up, brother? Yes, sir. I do have Steam. You can see me out in the streets. Hit me up. I'll give you my code, not my code, my ID. I don't play a lot. I don't. Well, my computer just gave up the ghost, but I like Steam games. I have subscribed to ordered a couple of Humble bundles, but it's kind of like digital hoarding. Like, oh, you got the whole Capcom anniversary collection for $5. Now it's sitting in your thing as a Steam key. Glad I bought it, but I didn't play it. Matt says, unless it's pit pins because they dry out in a week. I don't know, man. You're right with those pins. You know what? I just got a thing of Copic multi-liners. Like in a little envelope. There's like a bunch of sizes. I'm gonna ride with that to see how it goes. But yeah, I was Team Micron for a while, and then I was all about the Faber Castell pit pins. But you're right, they dry out. I love the brush pins, and one of my secret crusty critic tricks was when you bust out the tip, you get some tweezers and you can pull it out and put it back in on the other side. There's a whole other tip. Maybe 13. You put that in there, you're good to go. Trey said, if I knew Waffle Crisp was going to go extinct in the 90s, I would have copped a lifetime supply. He says, I've never been much of an impulse shopper. These days, it's even easier because I just look around my house and go, what will I get rid of to make room for this? That's good. I mean, if you have that kind of house rule where it's like once something comes in, something's got to go out, it really makes you make better decisions on what you're going to do. Yo, Marshall, what's up? Good to see you, bro. Got the family. You know, there's a whole lot of superstars up here tonight. You know about those people. Sue's found them out. You know the caffeines. Friends and regulars, not decaf. A coffee break with JM. Well, hello. We had Pencil to Pencil yesterday. It went really well. It was just myself and Mike Manley, maestro of comic illustration, just kind of chopping it up on the screen. We took questions from the live chat. I had a good time. I enjoy a lot of times when we have, I call them palate cleansers, where it's just us kind of talking about business, answering questions. And I think something that's really interesting to me is that, and I've said this, I say these things once in a while we're talking or in between, that I think people get caught up in the entertainment of this. People sometimes come to coffee break to be entertained. Jamar, you're so entertaining. You entertained me. You made me forget about my crappy day. Yes, I love all of that stuff. But also beyond that, we have value as creatives. And I think that's more at play, especially on Pencil to Pencil, where, I think I just said this morning to somebody that I don't ever want people to forget that we're cartoonists first, right? That's my deal. Cartoonist Jamar Nicholas runs his mouth. And especially back before all of this stuff and the lives and the video scopes and the colored lights and all that kind of stuff. I would have, I don't, I would have paid any price to be able to sit down and talk to a cartoonist. Like I would have 1,000 questions to ask a cartoonist. So I'm always a little surprised about how like quiet it gets. I know that some people just like to hear us talk about stuff or talk to guests, but I would fill up a steno book full of questions if I was presented that opportunity, back in the day. Or maybe that's just it. Maybe there's so much stuff. There's so many people doing things. It's not that I don't want to say special. That's the wrong word. It's not that precious. I don't know. You guys save me. What am I talking about here? Going back to impulses, my Mark says my impulse buys are usually books or comics. After being in COVID lockdown, I went a little crazy on free comic book day. Yeah, but do you still have the brown bag somewhere in your house that's not even you didn't even go through it, did you? Like I love when your LCS local comic book store has I don't know every comic book store is different, like handle your how they handle your bag. If your shop, when you go in and get your stuff, do they bag and board everything? Do they just give you your books, but they might put bags and boards in it? Do you have to buy bags and boards? And then they might put everything in the bag and then like close the lip and put a little piece of tape over it. It's nice and like I gotta say, there's no better feeling than that brick of comics off of Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. Oh man, I love it. But have you even looked through that stuff? And I think that goes back to what we're talking about. It's like we're so used to the idea of getting the stuff. Do we enjoy the stuff? I don't know. Baby steps. Oh wow, I got a lot of coffee there. This was interesting. We talked about shoveling. We talked about impulse buying. We talked about the good boxes and so much more. What is Tabernacle for? But to bring us together in union to share our feelings. Oh, nice, El Jamal. Nobody's done this in weeks. All right, I got you. All right, you guys. El Jamal has initiated a coffee chat. I'm going to try to play with some new stuff here. We're going to do a coffee chat. Hold on. Let me see if this is going to work. Started from the top. Now we're here. No. Always innovate on coffee break. Mark says no bags and boards usually. My haul is still mostly unread. I read previews more than my stash. Yo, I used to really enjoy previews magazine. And if you guys who aren't comic book heads know what that is, the distribution unit in comic book world uh, puts out a phone book every month called Previews, and the retailers get it, the comic shops get it, and you can have one if you'd like. You can buy one too, and it's basically like a giant catalog for releases that are coming up a couple months ahead. It's like a big like newsprint book with ads in it and coming soons and spotlights on books that might be really great. And then it's broken down by publisher. And then you go in the back and it's like indie stuff. And then it could be like toys or like stuff from other foreign markets. And that's a nice read. Like you can spend an afternoon just kind of thumbing through that thing. You like that and making picks. So I'm down with previews. Matt is going back into his collector bag and said, I recently sorted the last 3 or 4 years of comics and filled the gaps so I can actually start reading them or buying runs as they do these days on eBay. Fletch says, my stack of still to read comics is about 2.5 feet tall. Wow, you got the Jenga going on. It gets low, but never seems to disappear. Facts. Joel says, I have a 5 foot stack of previews from years ago in the closet. Yeah, just get rid of those joints. Just throw them in the recycling. Don't even think about it. Just think about the space you're going to get back when you throw those out, right? It's just, what are you going to do with it? So, dude, where's the time go? That's like another one of my joints. I say all the time, where's the time go? We were doing so well, and then the time just melted away. That's what happens here on Coffee Break with JM, where your wildest dreams come true. Nobody else is going to do this. What did I say to Jamal a couple of weeks ago? Denzel Washington's not going to shout you out. He's not going to stop playing Shakespeare and turn to the camera and go, sip of coffee for Jamal Flores. No, it's not going to happen. It only happens here with your best bud and internet safe space. Jamar Nicholas is going to do that for you because we are a thing. I know you, you know me. We're a happy family. Mark says, this is like therapy. Our time is up. That's right. I'm going to start saying that. All right, time's up. You can pay Gladys on your way out. Well, yeah, I'm going to start wrapping up. This is fun. I got to get back to the desk. Um, I have some more stuff to do before I turn in for the evening. Um, but I want to thank you all for your eyeballs and ear drums. Um, the support means the world to me. Um, as I'm starting to kind of get busy again, not like I wasn't busy before. I'm working on book two of Leon for Scholastic Graphics. Um, these coffee breaks mean a lot because this is a legit coffee break. And once in a while, somebody stumbles in here and goes, "It's 9 o'clock in the evening. What do you mean you're drinking coffee?" This, cartoonists. This is what we do. Um, I take a break. I make a cup, and I sit down and turn this joint on, and we just go. Marshall says, "Hope you're doing awesome today." Thank you, bro. I am, and I hope you are too. I look forward to this. As we say, is it Thursday yet? We also say, is it group yet? We also say, come in a group. We say a lot of stuff, but we mean all of it. Joel dropping names. Joel says, I have yet to meet them, but Denzel's wife's. It makes it sound like he said Denzel's wife's. Like, how many wives does he have? Denzel's wife's family is from the same place. My stepmom was principal, knows him pretty well. Yo, invite them over for dinner. That's what's up. Thanks for sharing, Joel. And Joel, thanks for being a part of the program. I'm glad that you show up every week. Because as Suze will tell you, this is tabernacle. This is revival. We come together to heal each other. That's a very important thing. There's only one of you. You can't be replaced. You are special and you have value. So what should I do on my way out the door? Should we do another Sue's close? Is Sue still here? Sue's not quiet. Did Sue's go to sleep? All right, you ready? How's it good? And like I said, the caffeines. I love you all. It's great that you guys show up here with your coffee. Oh, before we go, what are you guys drinking tonight? Okay, man, I feel you. Um, what's in your cup tonight? Let me hear it. Somebody's texting me. I'm not gonna look at it yet. Let me see what you're drinking. Back when what was it, like a year or two ago, people were very interested in what was in my cup. Like, I guess I'm supposed to be drinking, like, I don't know, yak or something. It's just coffee, bruh. All right, so what's going on? What's in your cup? Check. That's like you're at a frat party, bruh. What's in your cup? What were you drinking, dude? You gotta catch up. Oh, I hated that kind of party pressure. Get out of my cup. El Jamal checking in for Southern Sweet Tea. I'm gonna say it like Philly Wooter. You got a glass of Wooter. Trey apple juice. Nice. Joel, what's another water? Hot cacao. JRD, always. I'm gonna call you extra JRD. Vanilla waffle cone coffee from Community Coffee out of New Orleans with oat milk. Yeah, hold on, I gotta give a sip of coffee for oat milk. I think I converted a lot of y'all cats to oat milk. Sip of coffee for oat milk. That's what's up. Oatly needs to give me a sponsorship. Mark says just water. I had tea earlier. I feel you. Trey says I wish I had hot chocolate, bruh. Christine Ward, look at all you healthy, you dewy mermaids out there. Hashtag skin so dewy. I love it. Y'all gotta hydrate. You know what I mean? You gotta keep your skin looking supple. The apple of your cheek is nice and rosy. I see y'all out there. I see you, Christine, looking good. All right. That's what's up. I really appreciate that you guys grab something to drink. And I don't know if I asked you this. When I do sippers, do you guys take a drink? That could easily turn into a drinking game, but we don't condone drinking and podcasting here. So I'll do this. This will be my last poll for the evening. So when I do these things on air, like if I do a sipper, do you drink? If I do a Sue's pose, do you pose? If I put my hand upon your hip, do you dip? I dip. We dip. Let me know. Yo, Christia, I feel you. JRD says, hang on, are Jay and I the only ones drinking coffee? I believe so. See how they do us, JRD? Doing us dirty, yo. So yeah, so do you guys play along when I do these antics? No, Christine, but I try to be supportive. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not a rule. You can do whatever you want during coffee break, but I think it's funny. Yo, Trey said, JRD, you bougie. I wouldn't put up with that if I was you. All right, you guys. I guess we're gonna wrap this. Oh wait, hold on. Matt says I snagged some Dunkin' pods today for next week. Birdman gift. All right, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I got a special thing for you. I don't know if you can see this. You ready? I hope I can do it. That's right. That's my motto for 2022 into the future. Nothing is impossible. If I can do it, you can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. For real, for real. If I leave you with nothing else, know that nothing's impossible, fam. It just says I. That's real. That's real rap. I gotta get that hung up. It's just kind of sitting on the table for now. But that's that's the energy. Remember in 2019, 2020, I said no more wow emojis on Facebook because that's what we're doing. We're doing big things and we don't look back. All right, you know what to do. Call it. Thank you. You believe it, you receive it. Put it in the universe, y'all. Say good nights, you guys. You're watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy JN. Oh, I almost drank my sip. I'm possible. There's no apostrophe in there. You messing me up. I want my money back. What happened here on Coffee Break? You got me all twisted up, bro. You got to hang out with me, Jamar Nicholas, cartoonist of good standing, a member of the National Cartoonist Society in the Philly Cartoonist Society. You got to watch me drink this coffee around my mouth. And now that I'm out of coffee, video's over. See you next weekend.